Hey everybody. Okay, I'm going to test my volume real quick and then we'll get into it. It's going to be a fun and easy. Okay, my volume sounds okay. Yeah, it's going to be fun, easy, light stream, little quick tutorial for Friday. Keeping it easy, keeping it fast. Yesterday it was a little bit long. I went on for about an hour and kind of went through it really fast because I was just giving an overview. But for this one, I'll just kind of do it start to finish. And I think it'll be really fun. Hey, gotta leave. Super happy to see you. Hope everything you're having a good evening over there. I believe you're in Belgium and hopefully it's a nice Friday evening for you. Um, yeah, so I thought I would show you a little thing that you can do with the Liquify tool, which you might not know, but it kind of is a fun way to distort your patterns and just have a little bit of fun. So we are like feeling very rainbow today, very Lisa Frank, and so we'll have a little bit of fun with that. So first of all, I'm going to start with a new document. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to make one 2000 by 2000. That's like a good size for my brushes, for my patterns. And I'm going to hit Create. Hey, Shirley Ann, super happy to see you on there. I love to see your little, everybody who says hey, gives me a little boost, lets me know somebody's there. So first of all, we're going to be using oh, hey, Maurilius, glad to see you. Popping in from YouTube. We love it. Um, so we're going to use the Pattern Painter brushes, which I recently released. And of course, if you're a Behance subscriber, you're going to have access to download all of the brushes and stuff that I mention here. But we've got the Pattern Painter brushes. And then, so we're going to have some fun with those. And then also the Glitch Core brushes. And I don't know if, I think I might have gone over this, but I highly recommend using playing around if you love like rainbow. I highly recommend playing around with the Glitch Core brushes, but use the rainbow color blends from the Pattern Painter brushes here. And I actually didn't make these I didn't make them like a project yet on Behance, but you can see them on my live stream here where I go over all about working with them. It's on one of my live streams. Just scroll back. I got a lot of them. Hello, load. Okay, well it's back there. I don't know why the page won't load, but we're gonna have some fun with those. So yeah, so I've got like a 2000 by 2000 document here. I'm just gonna go for my regular brush tool for once. And actually, let me put these up side by side. So I'm gonna go Window, Arrange, 2 up vertical. All right, so we got our little inspo over here. Oops, if we don't lose it. And let's scoochy, scoochy. Oh, why is that like, it looks like that's wild. It looks like uh, hello. Hold on one second. That was super. Okay, let's try. Wow, it looks like it's stretching it. I wonder if this is like a little glitch in the matrix here. Look at this on my Photoshop. I wonder, because I just did gosh, I just did a update, but I don't think that the preview should be doing that. That's like wild and a half. Okay, so it looks like my side by side is actually not really working, which is kind of a little scandalous. So I think we might have to file a bug report as soon as this is done, huh? That's pretty mental. Um, Actually, I'm just going to go back to Window, Arrange, consolidate all the tabs. Okay, so look what we have here. Oh my God, y'all, I am dying the death. What is even happening on my Photoshop? I cannot. Let's just go like, what? Hold on, let me save this. I'm gonna reopen these. Okay, that one's okay. That one's okay. This is totally warped. That's wild. File, New. Okay, 2000 by 2000. Okay, I guess we're finding like a flipping glitch in the matrix in Photoshop like while we work here. So there's like the pattern that I was working on. So, okay, let's get to it. let's make a new layer, and I'm just going to get my regular one color brush tool. Um, and okay, I don't know, somebody was messaging me over on Twitch, which I normally don't get any Twitch things. Yeah, actually I'm doing like a tutorial right now, so I can't. So I'm actually, okay, so I'm gonna get my leopard brushes, or no, it's in my pattern painter brush collection. It's brush number 22, leopard 4. So this is just a basic leopard print brush. So let's just go ahead. Okay, interesting. Something is wild and crazy with my Photoshop. It's happening here. So I'm just going to actually quit my Photoshop. Don't save, save. And I'm going to just restart really quick. So if you guys can just hang on for a hot second. That's actually funny. That's something that's never happened to me in Photoshop or while I was streaming. So we'll just take a sec here while little Photoshop closes and reopens. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. We're on Photoshop 2023, so maybe there's something there, or it could be I'm using I do use what is it? This Luna display, so maybe it has something to do with my Luna display because I'm actually using an older, okay, here we go. I'm using an older iMac as my screen for my Mac Mini, so I don't know. So it's like a screen sharing sort of thing. Okay, so let's try this again and see if we can get it to work. So let's create a new document, 2000 by 2000, new layer. We are praying to the Photoshop gods, and we are going to have, okay, that's working. So brush number 22, it's a nice leopard print. So let's go with it. We're just going to fill it in with black, so one color. And so these brushes are a great way to just drop down some pattern into your what do you call it? Into your design or whatever. Oh, gotta leave. That's crazy. That's weird. Photoshop, something's happening. Hey, Linda, super happy to see you here. So we're gonna start with a black, and then let's make a new layer underneath it. And let's go do our multicolor brushes. So we're gonna get the pattern stamp tool, and we are grabbing one of my rainbow color palettes that are with, that's actually, one of the rainbow color palettes that come with the pattern painter brushes. And we're going to turn off a line, and we just have impressionist checked. And we are going to go back down to the pattern painter brushes if we can find them. And we're going to get the brush 23, which is the corresponding spots collection to this pattern. And so that's the nice thing about the brushes, is that I hand drew these little patterns a long time ago, and then I turned them into brushes. So because I had a lot of requests from people to like to share those patterns, because I use them as like go-tos whenever I just need a quick pattern for something. So I drew them a million years ago, but now it's putting those it's going to put those, it's using the multicolor technique and put the little spots behind it. So that's kind of fun. And, oh, hey, Momin. And let's see if I want to do all this at the same time or what have you. And then even we could just, let's just start with this. So I think, okay, I'm going to start with this. So now we're going to go straight into the Liquify. So I'm going to grab my main pattern layer, and you can even like duplicate it if you want to keep a little backup in case you don't like how it turns out. I'm going to save this. So save demo, click OK. And then we're going to go to filter, Liquify, and give that just a second. Okay. And I think it might have saved my last settings here. So sometimes you have to play around with the settings on the Liquify. And we're using this like the forward warp tool. And so right now on my document of 2000 by 2000, I've got my brush size set is about 722. The density is about 46. And the density, if you kind of think about it, it's kind of like how wide the swath is that you're moving of the size of the brush. And then the pressure, it's at 62 now, so we can see how it moves. But if I put the pressure up, it moves it like super faster. And if I put it lower, it moves it like less. So it's like the strength. And then like let's put this pressure back at like 60, kind of where it was. So the density is, if I put the density up to 100, you can see the brush size on the little circle, and basically it moves all of the brush together. But if you have the density down lower, it moves it in that area, but it's more like focused on the center. So I think I just had it somewhere about 40, somewhere kind of in the middle is good. I'll have the pressure like 57, and I leave all the defaults going on. I do keep pin edges on there because that's going to keep that on the edge. So I like that, because if I pull like this, I mean, it pulls from the side, and I'm going to tell you maybe not to pull exactly from the edges, but if I don't have that, it can pull it all the way off. So I'm keeping pin edges selected. And then now I'm just going to create some swirls using this Liquify tool. And what I like to do is I like to kind of keep it at a soft pressure, or not too strong. And then I can go over the same area multiple times. So I can make a little like swirl, but I can kind of keep adding it until I get, something that I like. And one thing that I will tell you is that I would, and let me just undo here. I don't know if I love that swirl. I wouldn't pull from the edge, okay, on this. If to keep it kind of nice, you can have the center of your brush like right next to the edge and kind of go like this, but I wouldn't pull in from the edge, because then you get those like weird lines and stuff. So we're going to kind of make a pull here and create some swirls up, so we can kind of just see our little swirls happening. So we're just getting some fun, and some fun effects, and then you can see like the the leopard pattern still in there. And let's go like this, and you can even nudge some of it back if you like. If something gets really out of shape, you can kind of nudge it a little bit, but I kind of, you got a lot of control here. And even you can do something like this. So kind of just play around, create some swirls, have some fun. We're just going to click OK, that's good enough. And so now we've kind of added the swirls to our thing. I don't know if I like it as much as, I always like the ones that I do beforehand better. Here's one where you can see the swirls on the leopard print, but we're going to just stick with this right now. And now that we've done that, our little the little leopard print things that we had, what do you call them? The spots don't line up with the outsides. So, but this is what we can do, and where the fun kind of begins is that we can take that layer with the spots and then just go up here to filter and liquify, and it'll immediately put the last liquify on, so it will line up perfectly. And so you can still see that flow of the so it moves it with it. So super awesome. And this is where I can like have a lot of fun and stuff. So now maybe I'm going to make a new layer below it, and maybe I want to have like rainbow in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use my rainbow color palettes that I created for the pattern painter brushes, but I'm going to use them with the glitch core brushes. Because the glitch core, like a lot of the glitch core brushes, if you haven't played around with them using the rainbow palettes, they can look really fun and really cool. So I'll just stick with the first one, and we're using my multicolor pattern stamp technique. And then let's go to the glitch core brushes here and just see some of the things that we can create with it. And I've got like my glitch core brush previews here. because I was going to show you some of them. Brush 78 is quite cool. There's too many. There's some that are like ribbons, which I really love. 78 and 62. So I can just show you on top of this here. I'm going to make a new layer here. And 78, 62. So I love playing with that rainbow. Actually, let me make a new, let's here. A new little thing here, just so I can show you these brushes. But the glitch core, we can have like a lot of fun with those. I really love the rainbow. Oops, not the single color. Hello. Oh, for the love. Classic mistake. I didn't make a new layer above my background layer. So, you know, you can have some fun with those. That's 78. Let me look at 62. I liked that one. Love these. Oh my gosh. So we're having a very, very Lisa Frank vibe. So I'm just going to go on that layer that I created behind the dots and kind of just make some rainbow stuff here, fill it in. I just love it. We are definitely channeling Lisa Frank here, I think. So I'm going to fill in the background with some rainbow. I'm digging it. And then I'm going to also show you like some things that we can do. Okay, so I just filled in that background with some rainbow. It looks cool, whatever. But one thing that we can do is whatever layer that we add on to this, this design here, we can still go to filter and liquify, and then it'll shift it to like move that layer to go on until everything will match. So it's super fun. I think it's like really cool, and you know, you can just keep layering. What did I do here? Let me go back to my, I had some fun with this one here. I put like some, with this one, I put some like white spray here. It's just, you know, you can just do so much. It's crazy. I kind of would like to add some, maybe something white in here. I don't know. I like what I did here, but I had the white spots as well. It's a lot of fun. But you can just keep building it, keep adding things. Let me just go to my regular. Let's just play. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're just going to see. I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to grab like white because I feel like I want some white in here. Okay, so I'm just taking like leopard brush number 2 and adding some like leopard spots somewhere on here. I think it's fun. I'm going to see how this pulls it. And then let's go to filter, liquify. And so that's cool. So, you know, you see it keeps moving it. It keeps warping that layer. So, you know, you can just, you don't have to figure it out all like beforehand. You can just play with it as you go. Draw something and then click liquify, and it'll just follow the original pattern. So you can have a lot of fun. And it doesn't have to be like super rainbow like this. You can do like whatever you like. But I love having fun with the glitch core brushes and the rainbow multicolor palettes. And here actually, I love this kind of, this sort of like a paintbrush effect. And actually for that, I just used a one color brush. I used one of my Instaglam, which those ones, they still have a lot of cool, cool brushes that I made 1.5 billion years ago. They were my very first brushes, specifically created to go along with my Instaglam layer styles. It was like a glimmer airbrush, so it was like number 1. Oh, and then the last thing that I also wanted to show you is that, where's my last one that I worked on? Is having fun with the wet paint brushes and maybe bringing some of that into play here. Oh, hey, Linda. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for letting me know. Let me see here. All right, well, hopefully, I think I'm going to wrap up pretty soon. So, it says I have good signal, but anyway, well, thank you so much for the feedback that I'm fuzzy. So, if I get fuzzy and it gets annoying or whatever, maybe you can always also catch me on the replay, because then I think all the fuzziness and stuff might be ironed out basically whenever you are not watching live. But one little thing that I wanted to show you guys here was, I'm going to save this, is I thought, oh, you know what would be fun is to make like some rainbowy brush strokes, but like wet paint brush strokes. So I'm going to show you real quick. Let's get onto a little kind of a fresh layer here. I'm going to go to my pattern stamp tool, and I'm going to get I'm going to stay on the rainbow color palette, and we're going to get one of my palette maker brushes, and I'll put the link for these down below. Let's see here. Oh wait, we need aligned. So if you haven't worked with these before, I've referenced these a lot in making wet paint palettes, and it's on my what do you call it? It's on my oh gosh, it's on one of my foundation tutorials, but I'll put that below. So I'm just gonna go, and I'll link these down below as well, in case you like didn't have that or whatever. I'm like, brain fart. So yeah, so we're gonna make ourselves a little rainbow brush palette. So of course we've got our pattern stamp tool. The thing is I'm making sure to have aligned and impressionist checked, because that will keep that little rainbow palette situation going as we paint. Or in fact, even you could probably, let's just go ahead and you can make, a palette like this for your brush, or in this case, we could just go to our paint bucket tool, make a new layer, and oops. And rather than painting the foreground, paint a pattern. So we could go like this. It's probably easier. Let's do that actually. And now I'm going to go to my wet paint mixer brushes, and I'm going to grab one of my Gold Play creamy brushes in this case, or you can use one of my wet paint mixer brushes, any kind of wet paint brush you want. I'll test the two against each other and see how it goes. So I'm going to grab Soft Creamy 4 from my Gold Play collection, and I'm going to hit Option and click to load myself up a little palette here. And as you can see the little rainbow loading up into there. So we'll see how this works. I kind of want to have the pink at the top anyway. Okay, so let's load that up. I'm going to turn off my layer, make a new layer. Let's test this brush. It's not the best. So let me look at this one here. I'm going to have to actually, sometimes you might have to resize either your brush or your palette if you're not getting the full rainbow effect in it. So I'm just going to go here because this is a bit easier. I'll duplicate this layer so we work non-destructively. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the size down. I'm going to Option click to load some colors up into my brush, and then this one's too messy. I'm not loving that. Let's see here. That's okay. Whatever. So we're kind of getting that rainbow blend here. Let me save this really quick on my tool presets. I'll click OK. I'm going to see the one that I had saved before. Oh, it's pretty similar. Okay, not so different. So I love this brush because you get all those like gorgeous like twisties in it as you paint. And over here I can show you the little, here you can see it's pretty the same, the color palette that I made. So, and you could, I think you could sample the same thing from here. I'm curious, I should maybe make it smaller. Let's do that. Option click. Yeah, you can do, every time that you sample it, it's different or whatever, so it's just a matter of like playing around with it. But what did I do here? So we could do it, I could make a new layer above everything. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab the one that I had, this fun little rainbowy thing. We're definitely on the like Lisa Frank vibe. So I'm just going to take that wet brush and paint some strokes around my thing. And then even on this, I could go to filter and liquify, and it'll pull it to kind of match that thing. So it really can stretch it and make it like really wild and crazy. And what I did finally to like top it off is I just added like a small kind of drop shadow, and I just thought it added a cool bit of dimensionality. Like I could just make that a little bit bigger or make it a little darker, whatever. So you could add that like above it, or you could put it below, although you can't see it as well below, but you can just keep layering up. But the fun thing is to play with that liquify and then just keep adding layers, hit liquify on each of the new layers, and it'll just kind of like, liquefy it to match the thing. And you can get some really fun, unexpected sort of effects. So here's like the one that I did before, but I really love that feeling. What I love like something like this. I think it was fun. It doesn't have to be rainbow, you could make it very subtle, but it's a fun way to take like a standard pattern. Maybe you have tons in your library, and just to add a little bit of like visual interest, so you could take this and do something really subtle with it too. You could get like tone on tone, blue on blue, something like that, and just have a little bit of fun with it. I wonder if I should, let's see here, do I have anything like super jewels? Jewels might be kind of fun. What do I got? Like aquamarine. Yeah, we could do something like that. Aquamarine. I'm having some ideas here. But yeah, so hopefully you kind of got the idea. Let me just make a new file, new document. I'll do 2000 by 2000. Let's just do one. I'm going to do one really quick just for myself, in like kind of an aquamarine. And these are one of the aquamarine layer styles from my Jewel and Gemstone Brush Studio. And I'm going to grab a pattern painter, and let's see which. Okay, let's make a new layer. The cool thing about these, I'm going to find a texture I like, or a pattern I like. Let's see here, Leopard 3. With these pattern painter brushes with the patterns is like you can use multicolor, and I made it so that it disperses the colors well, and so you don't have to like make it a clipping mask or anything to have that multicolor effect. So I'm taking the aquamarine here. I'm gonna just put it on. I've got scales to inverse, brush number 7, and then I'm just gonna go to filter. Now I don't want to go to this liquify because it's just going to put the last liquify that I have. So I'm going to go to liquify, and then I'm going to maybe I'll turn up my pressure a little bit and take my density down. I've not played with like stretching some of these snake ones, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to kind of just creating some, you can kind of circle a little bit. That's kind of fun. Create some swirls. I truly do not know how this is going to turn out. So if it turns out a little bit ugly, I'm claiming no responsibility. Okay. So that's okay. And then let's make a new layer underneath it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's make a new layer underneath it. Let's take a different one of these aquamarine layer styles. And so I'll just grab a glitch core brush because it's really like, maybe I don't love that one. Kind of just want to lay some color down. So I want it to be subtle. I don't know, you could even do, maybe I don't even want to do glitch core. Maybe I'll do like a modern impressionist. Or maybe something kind of like wet-ish. Let me just check my brushes here. Something that's got a different kind of a different vibe. On the modern impressionists, 11 looks kind of cool. What looks a little bit watery? 27 is quite nice. Let's just go with that. 27. We're just checking it out. I'm going to kind of play around. So I'm going to just, I think I'm going to add multicolors and we'll see how this turns out. No flipping idea. Um, Linda, oh my gosh. Well, sometimes that's why seriously, Linda's like so sweet. She's like, you don't know how to do ugly. I'm like, that's why I always kind of try to plan out what I'm doing ahead of time a little bit and make sure that it's like I kind of work it out because sometimes, yeah. Or if I find that if I just like wing things, like if I'm just having no pressure and doing it on my own, I'll do something like, oh, this is great, love it, worked out perfect the first time. But if I try to do that on a live, it's like not not the best. Okay, so I'm just changing my colors here, and maybe even for like spicing it up, I could grab one of a different like snake pattern and just make it wild. I don't know. Maybe take a lighter one, make like a snake pattern behind here, whatever. Just kind of like adding that in. And now let's just go to filter, liquify, and see what happens. And so that's kind of cool, whatever, I don't know. Maybe it needs some like shimmers. So let me make a new layer. Let me take snake. I think I'll take a snake, but I'm going to do it in, I'm going to add a layer style. So I'm going to do it in like one color because I find that the layer styles look a little bit, sometimes if you use the multicolor method, it can just look a little bit funny. So if I'm going to do a layer style, a lot of times I'll just take it back to one color. So let me just grab like a, if I can find this, like a snake, a scale something, scales 1. And now let me add one of my like maybe like a jeweled or a pave layer style. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We don't even know how this is turning out, but we're just gonna go filter, liquify, and it can kind of like go along with it. I don't know. This is not, maybe not my favorite, but yeah, like put it underneath. I don't know how we're feeling about that, but you know, it can basically stretch whatever you put. So you could make this like really subtle or maybe even put like a pave layer style on the top. That's not so bad. It's kind of interesting. So it's a way to spice it up. I don't know if I'm, ooh, that's kind of nice. Even I could put like the, gosh, I could even put the one of the aquamarine layer styles on it. Interesting. I kind of like that though. That's kind of fun. So, you know, you can spice it up, you can do whatever, but I really like playing with that and distorting some patterns because like probably a lot of you might have some patterns, you know, in your library. And this is a way to make it like a little more edgy, fun by using that Liquify tool. And what's cool, like the takeaway is that you guys can like just keep adding some layers and then hit Liquify and it'll, you know, in the same document and it'll all pull it across to the same you know, sort of thing. And even like here I added some different layers like that were not even related to the pattern. So I took one of my, I'll just pull this brush to the top. This is one of the cool, gosh, the glitch core brushes with that rainbow color palettes. I just drew it and I just love like, I don't know, love rainbows, love all of that. So that's just a little fun thing for our Friday. We're gonna kind of just, I didn't want to do anything too difficult or whatever, but I like to um, you know, when I saw something that reminded me of this and I was like, oh, that'll be a good thing to do. So if you use this method, feel free to tag me on your stuff. Let me know what you made with it. Maybe you did something totally different, but we can do some very kind of like psychedelic fun things. And I kind of want to have like a challenge to do something like to play with something like this, but maybe do it like with a holiday theme. So that could be something interesting. But with the rainbow and with the leopard, I think it definitely works and it's definitely like a lot of fun. So thanks everybody who stopped in for the live stream, and I'll be streaming 4 times next week. And also over the weekend, I've been saying this, like, who has 2 thumbs and hasn't updated all her members stuff in like the whole week? That's me. So I'm going to be attaching my demo files for Behance subscribers over the weekend, and coming up with some other little goodies for Behance subscribers. So you can always go here to your subscriber area to see what's the last files that I have updated for you guys. I would put the demo files, the PSD files, so that you can make sure that you get all have my demo resources, because it can be good for learning. And then also membership benefits here. It links to the PDF file, so make sure that you get all your membership. And also, if you're a Behance subscriber, make sure you download the complete gold play collection, because I don't keep the full collection up there indefinitely. It's new. My members, Behance subscribers, get new collections if they're a member while I launch them, and I leave them on for a little bit, and then it'll be taken back to like a sampler collection. So everybody have a fun weekend, and feel free to email me or message if you have any requests that you would like to see me demonstrate. And down below also, I will have, after the live stream is done, it takes a little while for the video to process before it's back up, but you can join the Facebook group and share your artwork and all that. So everyone have a great weekend. I am going to go just still get busy because I have loads to do. So I'll see you next time.